You realize what a terrible mistake it was, throwing me out of your life 110 years ago.
You're exactly the same, even for an actor. You're an egomaniac.
Of course I'm an egomaniac. I've got America's sweetheart climbing up my drain pipe.
What the hell happened to them? This season, we are making Whoopi. That's right, Whoopi Goldberg this season. I am your host, Patrick Skeyhill, and joining me on the line is Mr. Fuzzy, Joe Vekeman.
I'm Fuzzy.
That maybe should have been the first clue about the twist ending, right?
Jesus Christ. Twist. It's not a twist. It's phobia.
Could be both.
Sure. There's a good twist in the middle of the movie that's fun and playful with the tropes that we're dealing with.
All right, we'll get to there in a moment.
Okay.
Because we got to get to Lev Van Rensselaer, who's minding those audio boards and keeping us sound so slippery smooth. He's reminding me to remind you that you can email the cast at whathappenedtothem@gmail.com. And our sponsor this week is Mr. Spleen, the only spleen replacement you'll ever need. Now in a can. Is this an advertisement for doctors, Lev? Or is this like a self-at-home? Okay, he's shrugging his shoulders at me. All right, Joe, what movie are we doing as number 4 for our Hangin Ten season?
We're already on number 4. We watched 1991's Soapdish.
All right, what did we skip over in the process?
Great question, and I will let you know in 2 minutes. I don't really think we skipped over much, though.
Couldn't be, right? It's like the next year.
Yeah.
And then we find she was in 8 things.
She was in 1990, she was also in, after Ghost, she was in The Long Walk Home, and then she was in a short subject, possibly documentary, called Blackbird Fly as herself. And then in the same year, as Soapdish, she's also uncredited as the professor in House Party 2, and she has a voice in the English version of Dragon in Slippers as Matilda the Witch.
Well, I don't know what most of those are. So,
well, I've heard of House Party 2. I've never seen it.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I know.
That's the one.
House Parties 1 through 4.
Yeah, The Long Walk Home is, right now, streaming on Tubi.
Ah, the greatest streaming service ever created, you say?
Absolutely.
All right, very good. Well, tell me what happens in the movie Soapdish.
What happens in Soapdish? Well, an ambitious television soap actress connives with her producer to scuttle the career of the show's longtime star, but nothing works as they plan. Got a great cast.
Well, let me tell you who's in this cast, Joe.
Oh boy, I love this.
We have the bad guy from Coraline, the bad guy from Oppenheimer, the bad guy from Casper, the bad guy from Legally Blonde 2, the bad guy from Bob's Burgers, and the bad guy from Win Ben Stein's Money.
Which one of those is Whoopi Goldberg?
None of them are Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, okay.
He's also in there, too.
Which one's the bad guy from... Oh, is it Terry Hatcher? Is that what you're talking about?
From Coraline?
Coraline, yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay. All right. I didn't know if I was...
Terry Hatcher, who was also in an episode of Frasier.
Hey, baby, I hear the blues are calling. Tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
Of course.
As Duke's daughter, Duke, of course, being the guy who owns the bar Martin always goes to. And Frasier's worried she's just dating him for free therapy.
Oh. You know who'd be perfect fit for Frasier, at least on a guest episode? And tell me if he has been. Kevin Klein.
I don't remember him being there in person. He might have done one of the phone things.
Wouldn't he have been perfect for that show, for at least a guest episode? Just feel like that's like his type of humor.
Why not? Yeah.
He's really funny. He is hilarious in this. I think he really stands out to me. He's great. I've never really been the biggest Kevin Klein fan, but I was like, no, pretty handsome.
It's a pretty good cast all around.
Sally Field's great.
Very surprised. I haven't seen Aaron Spelling's name in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, oh, shit. I remember when his daughter had that terrible TV show on E! Entertainment Network.
Tori?
Yeah, where she played
Tori
herself.
Spelling. Yes. Mm-hmm. Did you also forget the bad guy from Saw, Costas Mandalore? I just saw you in this.
He plays the bad
guy. He plays Mark, whoever Mark was.
Mark is. No.
Well, Costas Mandylor is like the bad guy in like Saws like 4 through 7 or something.
Okay. Sorry, that one slipped my radar.
Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, I saw her in the credits. I have no idea who she was in this
She
movie.
pops in for like 3 seconds. She's just like running down the hall at one point with the actors at one
She
point.
was just like on set that day, and they're like, "Hey, do you got a couple minutes?"
It's like a very small cameo.
She's just like wandering around.
And she's small already, so it's like she's like kind of hiding in the frame, basically.
Cool. Great.
Wow.
Great use. Whatever.
But Whoopi's fun in this.
Whoopi kind of playing the straight man in this movie.
Yeah. She's still got some good lines, though.
Yeah. In a movie full of everybody doing soap opera things, she's like the one regular person, which is an interesting use for her considering the movies we've done with her recently.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I got some stuff right away that I'm going to tell you. Extensive reshoots on this film forced Kevin Kline to withdraw from another 1991 film that we've covered on this podcast. What do you think of that?
Okay, all right, let me think what movies were out in 91. So,
a very big movie that I don't like.
Pretty Woman.
I like that movie. And that's 1990.
Oh, I didn't know you finished. Okay, you said you don't like this really, really big movie. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
when
I
did the
don't
two
like
Jakes come out? Was that 91?
Kevin Kline is the other Jake.
Yeah. That'd be kind of funny, wouldn't it?
I guess they're like 10 years apart. I guess that could work. Harvey and Jack are more closer in age, I feel like. Whatever. No, this movie is Hook. He was replaced by Robin Williams. He was supposed to play the Robin Williams part in Hook.
Well, I wouldn't have liked that. I don't like it now, but I certainly wouldn't have liked it then.
I know that Spielberg was looking to work with Robin Williams for so long.
Yeah.
But that feels like the role that he was like, yeah, no, this is the one. And that he's the fucking replacement?
Yeah.
What? That's crazy. Well, Kevin Kline did just win an Oscar for a comedy role in A Fish Called Wanda. We were talking about it earlier.
I don't know. Like Robert
This is
Williams
another one
seems
for
like
you. This is another one for you. Burt Reynolds turned down the lead role because his then wife Lonnie Anderson told him that the whole of Hollywood would laugh at her, as Reynolds and Sally Field once had a very publicized love affair.
Did you see that jerk?
Does she know this is a movie?
Yeah.
People,
They would
come
laugh
on.
at her?
They would laugh at her.
Why are they laughing at her?
Do you want to know how much this movie even made?
$45 million.
Around there. It made 36 off a $25 million budget.
Well, not a hit. Probably lost some money, but this felt like one that would be kind of tough to sell to middle America.
Yes, I agree.
Right? It's a very particular type of, I thought we were going to get something like kind of networky, like a network comedy thing.
This is like adjacent to that. It's more like, because it's still doing a lot of like soap opera tropes.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's making fun of soap opera by being the soap opera itself.
Yes, which
where
I like.
Network was making fun of it from the outside point of view.
Yes.
So I thought that's what we would be getting is...
Oh, you were disappointed.
I'm not disappointed per se. Okay. I got what I just took me a while to realize, I'm getting this. Okay, this is another way to go about it. But I had just come in expecting that everybody involved would be, like, we'd be making fun of soap operas, but everybody involved was, like, in on that joke. Whereas everybody is the joke, right? Does that
That's
make
true.
sense?
No, you're right. That's absolutely right. Everybody is
and the only
joke.
one not involved in soap opera dramatics is Whoopi Goldberg.
Yes.
And I guess Gary Marshall.
God, I can't believe we covered another Gary Marshall movie. We can't get away from that guy.
I know.
I forgot he was in this.
Alliances with Julia Roberts and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Jesus. Well, I'm sorry, it is stupid. The voice of Adam on the answering machine, who was Sally Field's, like...
Oh, that guy, yeah.
Was it her boyfriend? But it was also, like, she was having an affair with him because he had a family, and he was going back to his family.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that voice was originally supposed to be played by Kevin Spacey.
Okay, who did they get?
Oh, wait, it is Kevin Spacey. Wait, what? We watched another Kevin Spacey movie. Unintentionally. What are we doing here? I guess we should just get into it. Kathy Moriarty. Where do you land on her?
On her in general?
Yes.
I don't know if I've seen her in any other films. Like, what else has she been in?
Raging Bull.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Then a couple years after this, she's in Casper.
Well, I made that joke, yes.
She says this is her favorite performance.
Well, she gets to have the most fun with it, right? You get to kind of really be big and ham it up, you know?
Yeah. It's just the ending sucks. The ending sucks. I'm just going to tell you, the ending fucking sucks. The whole thing. It's just, why is that like a go-to joke for comedies? It's not funny. And I had this big revelation when I was watching Ace Ventura 2. Like, not the first one. Because they do the exact same, like reveal at the end. Reveal is stupid. I just hate it all. It's very transphobic. It's not funny. I don't know how it could be even. She's outed, and she's just put in. It's just a punching bag the whole time, and it's not. It's mean. It's punching down the whole time. And the funny thing is, because they had another thing that was a little more taboo, like the incest thing they were going to do with the father and daughter, but like it stopped. But it's really funny right before everything happened. That is a funny reveal how they're like their father and daughter. That's the big twist in the middle that I liked. Whereas and it's a huge soap opera thing. That's a funny reveal. But then at the end, it just bums me out. I don't know.
Well, I want to get into that, but first, the scene that happens right afterwards confuses me, because it seems like it should still be going on, or it should still continue.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Downey Jr. meets up with her. I'm confused at what Robert Downey Jr. wants from her in that scene. Does he want to continue pursuing that relationship? It was tough to read him.
No, he does the same thing at the end of Ace Ventura, how all the people react to. He makes a gagging sound. He's like, I gotta go brush my teeth, because he kissed her.
Yeah, but then when he meets her, like, what is he doing there? That scene felt, it seems like it kind of wanted to keep going.
At the beginning, he's like under the impression that she was born a woman, and now at the end, he sees the reveal that she used to be a man, and then they only refer to her as Milton after that. It's like she was just trying to trick everybody. It's not okay. I just don't get it. It's not a joke. I don't know. I like the movie. It's just the last 2 minutes of this movie sucks. It's no good.
Has not aged well. Yes.
It bums me out.
Portion.
But I had a great time up until those last 2 minutes. That's all I want to say about that. And we can move on from there, but I just want to say that I was really, like, it took away from the movie for me. Because I forgot it happened after we started. I was like, oh, shit, that stupid reveal. And it just bummed me out again.
Yeah, you got crying gamed.
Yeah, but is that handled a little more deftly? I've never seen that movie.
Yeah, because, right, it's not meant to. It's a reveal, and I don't know. I guess I actually don't know. Like, I don't feel like I'm qualified enough to say that, because Forrest Whitaker does find it very weird. Not Forrest Whitaker. He's the guy they capture. I forget the main guy's name in that movie. You think it's Forrest Whitaker for like 30 minutes, and then it's not.
Yeah.
And what's the other? Sleepaway Camp. That's the other one.
Yeah.
Soapdish got sleepaway camped.
But that's I don't know. I get that's just a trash movie. I think the reveal of that
but soap operas are trash. Like, that's the whole thing, right? That this did happen in soap operas.
Yeah, but name one actor from Sleepaway Camp. Name one actor that was paid more than like $100 from Sleepaway Camp.
Joe, there are 3 sleepaway camps.
Yeah, that's very.
I don't know what happens in the other 2. No one talks about those.
I can't believe you've actually seen Sleepaway Camp. That's fun.
Sleepaway Camp probably handles it the worst, I think.
Sure.
Of the 4 movies we've mentioned today, Sleepaway Camp's probably the most offensive to modern audiences.
Yeah. More casting craziness. Kathy Moriarty was cast at the 11th hour after Gina Davis withdrew from this film to appear in Thelma and Louise. Moriarty has said she is eternally grateful to Davis for this.
It's not a good look on Gina Davis, right?
No.
I know she obviously made the right choice, but it's sort of a dick move to leave your movie right before it's about to go.
Yeah, well, that on top of that also is true. It's like you're going from like comedy work to more prestige. You're working with Ridley Scott now instead of just like a...
Listen, I get why she did it. It's just a really jerky thing to do to the other production. If you withdrew and then it was like 4 months later,
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. You had been attached, but then you left for... But if you're... 11th Hour makes it sound like it was a week before they were going to shoot. She's like, see you guys, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, the name of the soap is called The Sun Also Sets, and it is a play on The Sun Also Rises. That's all I could think about was that book we read in high school.
Well, I didn't have to read it, but...
Oh, well, I had to.
Aha, you fool.
That was my Hemingway.
Speaking of progressive, the movie also has women doing some Me Tooing in the film as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You want to talk about that?
I mean, it's very brief, but that's how Elizabeth Shue gets in. This casting agent lady is auditioning this man for a waiter role, and she's like, why don't you deliver it again, but without the shirt? And then when Elizabeth Shue breaks in a couple scenes later, you see that guy leaving with a smile on his face, and the woman's putting her underwear back on.
Yeah, Elizabeth Shue was the only actress I was like, who's that again from this movie? Poor Elizabeth Shue. I didn't mean to, but it just, at first I thought it was the actress from Back to the Future who plays Marty's mom, Leah Thompson. She has a little bit of Leah Thompson to her, but I was like, oh, Elizabeth Shue. And then she would be in, a couple of years from now, she'd be in Leaving Las Vegas.
I mean, she does a lot of things beyond that.
Well, that's literally the only thing I've ever seen her in. I've never seen her in anything. Oh, she is in Back to the Future. She's his girlfriend. Wow, I had a you moment. She looks just like his mother in Back to the Future.
Do they talk about that in the movie at all?
No, because in the first one, have you seen Back to the Future?
I did in like 2007.
Wow. Well, I mean, that's... I don't know. In the first one, he's about to sleep with his mother because
I remember that.
His mom comes on to him and he's like, no. Yeah. What has she been doing though? I have not seen her in anything lately.
I bet she does TV now. She worked
this year. She worked on The Good Half with Nick Jonas. She's not even on the credit block. It just says starring Nick Jonas. It played at Tribeca.
Okay.
Oh, also with David Arquette and Brittany Snow.
People trying to get back into the game with Nick Jonas.
Oh, Elizabeth Shue was in House at the End of the Street, the remake starring Jennifer Lawrence. That was over 10 years ago. Yeah. She doesn't work that often. TV. Let's see what she does on TV. I guess she does TV a little bit, not that much. She's on The Boys for the first season, and then that's kind of it. She was in one episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm in 2009. CSI for 3 years.
Well, that'll lead up some time. The Ted Danson years?
2012 to 2015. What's that one?
I have no idea. I didn't follow it.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
Fishburne. Anyways, let's get off of not Leah Thompson.
Let's talk about some of these people watch at the dinner theater of Death of a Salesman, you're saying?
Oh, God.
Yes. We have the guy who plays the hospital ghost in Ghost. The one who's like, hey, Patrick Swayze, these are the rules of being a ghost.
Oh, I love that guy. Why can't I think of his name right now? I said it last week.
And he was
Vincent
also
Schiavelli.
No, not that
Oh, different guy?
When he goes to the hospital, Patrick Swayze's at the hospital, and the old guy's there. He's like, yeah, I'm just waiting for my wife to die.
Oh, okay. Yeah, different guy.
That guy was at the dinner theater. He also plays Raymond's Uncle Mel in the sitcom Everybody Loves Raymond. But we also have at the dinner theater Cliff Clavin's mother from Cheers.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't know who it is.
I don't know who that is, but that's fun.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Cliff Clavin's mother from Cheers? I'm supposed to know that?
Yes, Joe. She's a very important part of Cliff Clavin's life.
I've seen 5 episodes of Cheers.
Well, that doesn't sound like my fault.
No, it's not your fault.
Yeah, I know.
I'm telling you. I gotta watch it.
It was weird seeing Sally Field so young. She was like 40 for Brady here.
Fucking hell. Well, That really makes us push towards us being a video podcast. I've never seen that from. That is good. That is good. Yeah, is she 40 in this? There's no way. She's gonna be like 50.
I don't know. They call her like 42 or something in movie. I don't know what the actress's age was, but 42,
Sally
44.
Field, 46. So she is older than Kevin Kline. Cool. She was married to Alan Greisman. I've never heard of these guys. Steve Craig for about 7 years.
Maybe they were big at the time. Or maybe she's one of these actresses that just married nobodies. That's always quaint.
Yeah, in the middle of her 2 marriages, she was in a relationship with Burt Reynolds for 4 years. That's like her only like celebrity relationship.
What an odd pairing.
Yeah, no, that is a really weird pairing because I don't get Sally Field vibes from Burt Reynolds.
I can't imagine either being interested in the other. It seems very odd.
What would they talk about?
I
just don't know. I don't
Not
get
to
good
shit on
vibes
Burt Reynolds,
from
but-
Burt Reynolds. He seems like a kind of an asshole, and Sally Field seems very sweet, nurturing. But that just might be from fucking Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah. I want to talk about Whoopi's sitcom.
Yeah.
I was bad this week. I only watched one, and then it slipped my mind.
I watched all 3.
I know.
I'm a good boy.
You're going to have to do the heavy lifting, and I'll have to catch up.
Okay, I'm going to have to look up the episodes then, because I was hoping you would help me with this, because I have the hardest time keeping these things in my head. So the first episode was about... Hold on. So the second episode was George Bush comes to her hotel. You should watch that episode.
What? The first episode about her smoking, they have to go to the court. I like that one.
Oh, that was fun, yeah. So yeah, then the second episode is like her finding out that her brother's a Republican, and then she goes to a Republican convention, and she's like telling all the black people that are like, she sees black people there, and they're like, "Oh, thank you for being out as a Republican. You're our inspiration." She's like, "You guys, what? No." And then she has a great joke about it too, and it's you should definitely check out that episode. That one's good. And then the third episode, holy crap! Hold on. So that one was called... Oh, sorry. The third episode is the Republican...
The George Bush one? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so the second episode is she's going out on... She ends up like being on a blind date with a blind man because her... what's his name? The Persian guy? I can't remember his name right now. Like, he's not Persian. He's Persian. He's not
He's Persian.
from Iran.
It's not...
But he gets her hockey tickets, and then she ends up sitting next to this guy who thinks it's a date, and then she's like, "Why'd you give me like these tickets?" He's like, "They were cheap, and he wanted hockey tickets," and it's that one's okay.
Okay.
But I really like the Republican convention.
The
That's
other two
good.
lend themselves to kind of doing what the show's been able to do pretty successfully, is like critiquing these social institutions, right? So she's critiquing kind of the court system, the ticketing system, and then that Republican one, I guess, also the kind of the political animal. Yeah, I bet those ones are more standoutish, like we all like the hospital one where she was kind of critiquing the healthcare system.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I'm digging Whoopi. You know, I like watching that show.
I'm interested in all the Republican jokes circa 2003 and be like, wait till how quaint this must have felt.
What else do I want to talk about with this movie? I can't believe you didn't watch those 2 episodes. Oh. That's like a first.
I know. We recorded last week, and then the following day I watched one, and then I was like, maybe I don't want to watch these other ones too soon. I'll push them back a little bit. Mm-hmm. But the sickness actually got worse as the week went on. Like Friday, Saturday were like my worst days, and then it just kind of slipped my mind these last 2 days when I could have very easily fit them in. Just, everything got hard resetted. But now, I'll get these next 5 in.
Oh, okay.
We actually have a little time. We also have to do Leo next week, too.
Leo!
On a Tuesday?
Wait, it says the 17th, but it's definitely not coming out Friday, is it? There's no way. I would have known about
coming
this.
out Friday.
No, it's the 21st. It must be like Friday for the limited theatrical release so I can get so I can qualify for Oscars. It's not going to.
Okay.
It's just too much of a strong year. Are you kidding me? Spider-Verse
films?
Yeah, Spider-Verse is going to take everything.
Listen, if it gets to get Oscar nominated, it's probably fine for Netflix's Leo.
Yeah, well, they also have to go against the Disney pictures that Gary Marshall also played the head of a network on Murphy Brown.
Or did they? I thought they got rid of Pixar.
No, they own everything. Maybe this will get nominated. This looks cute. I like the picture. I like all of his wrinkles on his face for a lizard. Bill Burr.
Yeah, he plays the turtle.
No, he's playing Squirtle.
Well, that's what they named the turtle.
That's incredible. Do they know about the Pokemon?
I imagine the 5th grade class that they're in does.
Oh, is that it? Oh, okay. Well, now you told me a joke. Thank you.
Stop looking at the spoilers, Joe.
Jason Alexander.
You're looking at the spoilers,
How
Joe.
is that a spoiler? Hey, his hair's gone. I thought... Oh, wait. This is pre-hair picture. You know he got his hair back, right?
No, I didn't know that. I haven't seen him since like a 2010 episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
You are wrong, unless you skipped that season. In the 4th season of Community, he shows up as a vagrant in the... just wandering around while the characters are animated puppets.
Okay, but he himself was not a puppet?
No, he's live action. Full Jason Alexander with a beautiful head of hair.
I remember his voice, but man, I don't remember him being live action at all, which probably doesn't speak well of me or my belief of his stature.
Okay.
Just as like the eternal Muppet to me. It would be funny to go back and take every episode of Seinfeld and replace George with a Muppet George, but keep all the dialogue exactly. I bet it would like flow very smoothly.
Absolutely. As someone who's only seen the first episode of Seinfeld.
He might be the actor most replaceable by a Muppet in all of 90s sitcoms. Yeah, maybe. If you have a theory on who the most replaceable by a Muppet actor is in 90s sitcoms, please email the cast at whathappenedtothemcast@gmail.com.
Please, thank you. 4 actresses have played nuns in this movie. Sally Field on television in The Flying Nun, 1967.
That's true.
Whoopi Goldberg and Kathy Najimy in Sister Act and Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit.
Who's Kathy Najimy?
Kathy Najimy was like the costume makeup person in this
Oh,
movie.
yeah, okay. I know. I've seen her in a million
She's in
things.
Hocus
All right.
Pocus. And Carrie Fisher in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
I saw that movie. I don't remember that at all.
I think it's funny that she plays a nun in that movie. Yeah, what else do you want to say about Soapdish? It seemed like you were kind of mixed on it.
Once I got on board with what the show... Like, I was trying not to do the thing with broadcast news. Like, that was basically what I was trying to do. I'm like, I shouldn't be expecting everything to be network, because network obviously is a totemic piece of American cinema.
I know. It's only growing, too.
I know, it's unfair to do that. So I did get to, like, okay, this is what they're actually doing. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But it still was like I was never like laugh out loud funny, but I'd be like, okay, this is amusing enough.
I got one Whoopi laugh. I wish I could remember the line. And then I got 2 really good Kevin Kline laughs. Just like him doing like, he was trying to read off the teleprompter, but he didn't put his he doesn't have contacts. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
That was a good beat. You had a good bit there. I like Whoopi's sort of rant about like, how do I write this guy back into the show? He's dead. He has no head. What am I doing?
Yeah, he has no
here?
head. He's decapitated. She kept going on with it.
So this is why I picked this movie and replaced another one late that we had already set upon, because when Liv and I were finding clips to put into the opening montage we do for every season, this one came up from Soapdish, and I was like, oh, I understand exactly how this woman feels. In fact, I was just doing it last week as I was working on this werewolf soap opera where they want something ridiculous to happen, and I'm just like, how? How he's off fighting the vampire army? Like, well, how am I supposed to... something ridiculous like that. So I wanted to do this one, and that's...
I just saw something where Whoopi plays another detective. And, the last time she played a detective was The Player.
And then I think this is closer to The Player, where it's kind of like in the style of the thing it's making fun of.
Yes.
The Player kind of holds back that's the joke until closer to the end.
And The Player had the craft of Robert Altman behind it.
Yeah. It's being a more scathing satire, where this one's being just kind of an out-and-out lampoon. So it's just sort of a kooky movie from start to finish. That's all it kind of really wanted to be. It does it fine. But most of America doesn't actually like soap operas, so I could see why most of America didn't want to come out to see the soap opera goof-off film.
Did you know that Whoopi Goldberg is second billed in the movie Pinocchio 3000?
You mean Bicentennial Man?
Can I show you the post? Well, I mean, you're not far off. You're not far off.
You mean AI, artificial intelligence?
Look at this poster. Look at this poster.
Oh my God. Wow, that looks terrible.
She's under Malcolm McDowell, but she's above Howie Mandel.
Yeah, Howie Mandel, there's a star who's still in the public consciousness.
That is just a wild. Who is Howie Mandel even? Spencer, a robotic talking penguin. Does that tell you all? This movie. Oh, God.
Wasn't that long ago we were talking about animated penguin films? How could we forget Pinocchio 3000?
When is Pinocchio 3000 from? 2004. It's like the year or two before the Penguins movies.
It is weird that the movie actually didn't do as well because Soapdish, I mean, not Pinocchio 3000.
Yes.
That one makes sense it didn't do well.
Pinocchio 3000 was made for $12 million, made one.
$12 million?
I can't believe it made $1 million, though. That is old ladies buying that for their grandkids. Oh, it's the new movie at Walmart.
You know, because the late 80s was like heyday for prime time soap operas. People were shooting JR
As the
and
world
being
turns,
on dynasties, right? And yeah. No, that was daytime. Those were all daytime.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking Dynasty. I'm talking Dallas. I'm talking Silver, Knots Landing. Is that Knots Landing? Silver Spoon? Something like that. Anyway, so like those shows were like, I'm thinking of late 90s when I was watching soap operas. And so I guess like America was kind of into soap operas at the time and certainly would have been ripe for a satire of them. So, and you have a pretty good cast here. So it is weird more people didn't come to see this. Maybe it got advertised poorly.
I wish I had more answers for you for that. But I do have... No, I don't want that. I don't want Pinocchio 3000. I want Soapdish.
Yes, you do, Joe.
I want to tell you what our friend Roger said.
Roger, Roger, Roger. Roger, 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 Roger. R-O-G-E-R. R-O-G-E-R.
Roger Ebert gave the film 3.5 stars out of 4 and called it the kind of movie that is a balancing act. Really? That's what he said about that movie.
That's it. That's all we get, huh?
I can find more of a quote. Hold on.
They pay him way too much money if that's all he's giving you. The movie also passes the Bechdel test.
This is the screenshot he put on for his article. That's great. That's so good. He loves Sally Field.
I wanted her in like a turban, and she's like bitching about the turban.
Oh yeah, when she's like, I look like Gloria Swanson.
I like Robert Downey Jr. like just working on the monster truck in his office. I thought that was a fun character direction.
RDJ is a lot of fun in this. Until the end. Soapdish is network crossed with Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. Wow, Roger, you wrote that movie, you asshole. saying you cross your movie that I love with another movie that I really love, and that is wow, what a dick. the fucking ego. I love him. A soap opera about a soap opera with a plot that churns together sex, scandal, jealousy, secrets from the past, television, and jokes, and the supreme sacrifice of becoming a brain donor. It's the funniest movie since The Freshman. Wow! Wow! I should always read these. Okay, this is great stuff. The Freshman, and was written by the same man, Andrew Bergman, this time with the collaboration of Robert Harling and the screwball timing of director Michael Hoffman. Was he not talking about The Freshman? Okay, I thought he was talking about like the fucking silent film The Freshman.
Why did you go there immediately?
That's a comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never... There's another movie called The Freshman starring Marlon Brando. You know about this one?
Yeah, I know that one.
Oh, I didn't know about this one. Wow, we were on different pages, and that's still fun.
I never heard of yours.
It's like a Harold Lloyd movie. It's like from like the early... You never heard of The Freshman? Really?
Yeah, Harold Lloyd. I know some Harold Lloyd, but most of them have kind of gone under the purview.
1925.
I never got into him, but he has my birthday.
This is the only Freshman I knew of, and I thought he was comparing it to the silent movie from 1925. That's why I laughed. was like, Jesus. I really got a lot of love for Kevin Kline in this movie. That's what I took away from it.
That's your takeaway. That's your last looks?
That is my last looks. What do you got for your last looks?
My last looks are, why does Whoopi Goldberg do this movie? Well, it's kind of a fun piece. She gets to play, I guess it's not really a strong comedy role for her, but she gets to be the voice of reason while the white people are acting kooky. She doesn't get to wear any exciting dresses in this one, though. They have her in the suit pretty much the whole time.
True. She is. She's very buttoned down. Good glasses on.
Well, she's a writer. That's how you know she's a writer. The only other person who writes a script in this, Robert Downey Jr., also has glasses.
He does.
Just saying.
Wow. Good points.
It was nice of Whoopi to go to the mall and help her friend out.
Oh, yeah, the beginning. That's so sad. God. And then Sally Field's like, okay, you can go away now. I got my
your
attention
purpose
that I need.
is done. Go have fun at the Walden Books, nerd.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's good stuff. This is a fun movie. The ending sucks, that's all.
A fun movie, not the best showcase for Whoopi's strength, but a fun ensemble piece to be a part of. Right there, Sally Field, I guess, is the main character, but beyond that, you kind of vie for who's number 2 afterwards. They build not Calvin Klein, let me say that differently. They build Kevin Kline second because he's the love interest, but there are plenty of options you could shoe in there. And Whoopi Goldberg was number 7, and I'm like, oh, we never gonna see her, but she's in it a very strong amount.
Yeah, and Kathy Moriarty is the antagonist. She's kind of got a big role in there.
She's big, and even Terry Hatcher, who's outside of the main credits, still a very big part of the movie as well. I thought we were going to see her for a scene or two and she'd be gone, but she's throughout the movie too.
A mostly fun time.
You
could easily just stop watching it, and then because the credits just roll and the movie just ends. So this dance sequence at the end.
Yeah, you could just be the mother's I'm willing to give up my job on the show. And the daughter's no, don't do that for me, but I appreciate that you would. It's going to take time, but we will make family.
Click. It's like when you're parenting your kids and oh, it's time to watch a more adult movie, but skip over this scene. This is okay. Don't watch this. Skip past it.
We watched the Romeo and Juliet movie. Remember that? In high school, we watched the Romeo and Juliet.
The Leo DiCaprio one?
Yeah, and then they go to the sex scene.
I wish I watched that. I watched that for the first time last year.
The teacher had to run up to the TV and cover it with a newspaper. She's like, "Don't look."
That is a PG-13 movie. That's just rude.
She was old school.
Of course.
Vaca. I don't know if you remember her.
Oh, no.
She was a very nice teacher. Very nice teacher. I had her for AP English my last year.
Yeah, that's definitely why I didn't have that. I did not take AP English. Sorry.
We got to do Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. We had a rip-roaring good time.
Sounds like a real fun time. I wish I got to participate.
Let's thank Mr. Spleen.
I'm being sincere. That sounds like fun.
Let's thank Lev Van Rensselaer. I guess we will thank Joe.
What? How is this turned on me now?
Of course we'll thank Joe for stopping by this week.
Thank you.
And I am your host, Patrick Scaler. You can find my features, documentaries, short films, video essays, animations, behind-the-scenes footage, and so much more at QuixoticUnited.com and social media, presumably with a similar-sounding name. Thank you all for listening. Joe, say goodnight.
Good night.
Now I gotta wash my mouth out with soap.
He is 68.
My friend, he is 76.
He is so old.
I had no idea he was that old. I had just watched him in A Fish Called Wanda, which I think I had seen before, but I watched that pretty recently. That's where he won his Oscar.
Is Whoopi Goldberg in that?
No.
Why do I think she's in that? Is she in something that sounds similar?
Probably. A Fish Called Wanda, Whoopi Called Wednesday. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoopi Called Wednesday. Oh, are you talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? The Michael Bay produced 2014 film? Where she plays Bernadette Thompson?
Oh my God, I don't know any of this.
Opposite Megan Fox, Will Arnett, and William Fichtner. could you have been thinking of? This is Whoopi. She worked with Kevin Kline again in In-N-Out.
In-N-Out, based on the burger franchise.
Wait, no. That's funny. Have you been there? That's a great place. I love that place.
I have been there like twice because anytime I'm around one, there's like 80 cars in line. And I go, well, don't care that much.
Yeah, and when I went into an In-N-Out with Tanya the last time I was in California, we had about a half-hour wait, and it was 10 o'clock at night.
I know.
And not only was the line around the building and past the corner, there was also a enormous group of people already inside the restaurant after 10 o'clock. It was crazy. The place
The
is always
drive-through
popping.
culture here is ridiculous.
That's so funny.
Any drive-through restaurant, sometimes it goes around the building and then like out into the street. Like you don't want to be on the far edge of a road because you might have to go around all these cars. So, but the benefit is that it's very hard for me to be driving by a place and be like, I can get something real quick instead of going home and making the lunch. I'm kind of hungry now. Because I'm like, well, I'm actually going to get home and cook the food faster than I'm going to get through this line. I'll just do that.
That's true. I agree with all that.
So I eat a lot less fast food these days. It's probably a good thing.
That is a good thing. Just want to give you a few of the cast members of In-N-Out, which Whoopi is only credited as herself. Well, actually, she's uncredited as herself. Also uncredited as themselves are Glenn Close and Jay Leno. What a trifecta.
What is this movie about?
This movie is called In-N-Out, directed by Frank Oz in 1997, a 90-minute comedy. The tagline, an out and out comedy. Your synopsis. A Midwestern teacher questions his sexuality after a former student makes a comment about him at the Academy Awards. This movie stars Kevin Kline, John Cusack, Tom Selleck, Matt Dillon, Debbie Reynolds, Wilford Brimley, Bob Newhart. Are you happy?
I do like Bob Newhart and Wilford Brimley presumably in there being like, anyone got diabetes?
His name's Frank Brackett. Also, June Squibb, Dan Hedaya, Becky Ann Baker. It's a great cast.
Does sound fun.
It does, and it looks like you know what? I'm just gonna add it to my watch list. There we go.
I look forward to your comment in Letterboxd talking about how gingerly it handled the nuance of sexuality in the late 90s.
Just like this one does.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's probably like one of the reasons why Whoopi is just too outrageous with the filmography. There's just too much to it. You can't hold it into one. Because right next to that is Snow Buddies, Everyone's Hero, Boys on the Sides, and The Aristocrats. That's one line on Letterboxd.
That's one line?
Beneath it is The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle, their live-action movie where they are animated.
I saw that movie.
Yeah, me too. Bordello of Blood, Dougal.
Somebody was pitching me Jugal this weekend.
Dougal?
Yeah, somebody
God,
was very...
this looks like a nightmare.
Somebody was very emphatically telling me to watch Dougal.
Oh, yes. Well, Whoopi is fourth billed. She's underneath Daniel Tay, who plays the titular Dougal, Jimmy Fallon, and Jon Stewart. She's above William H. Macy, Bill Hader, Judi Dench, Chevy Chase, and Kylie Minogue, Ian McKellen, Kevin Smith, John Krasinski. Wow. Dougal.
It sounds like we gotta do like a sequel season that's just her animated films or something.
Dougal looks so nightmarish. It is. Have you seen the poster?
Yeah, she showed me a whole... That's why she pitched it. She's like, I think this was the worst thing I've ever seen. I need confirmation.
Yeah, well, it's the worst thing that this person's ever seen. And how many directors are credited on this movie? 1, 2, 3 directors. 3 writers.
I think it's going to be tough to unseat 8 Crazy Nights, but who knows?
Oh, yeah. She's in a lot of Muppet movies, too. A lot of Christmas Muppet movies.
Hey, that's right up your alley, baby.
It is. And I told you, like, 10 of her starring vehicles are on Tubi right now.
The greatest streaming service ever created? Yeah, I know.
Absolutely. Ooh, she was in Luck, which was...
The horse show movie? The horse show.
No,
TV show.
I wish she was in that show. That's such a good show. The one that killed all the horses.
Yeah.
But no, she was in this movie called Luck, which I believe is an Apple movie that was... Is this the one that was pushed back forever? This stars Jane Fonda, Simon Pegg, and Whoopi Goldberg.
Simon Pegg?
He plays Bob.
What?
Who does she play in the Rugrats movie? Ranger Margaret. She is top billed in the Rugrats movie over all of the Rugrats.
Over Bruce Willis?
That's the second one, my friend.
No, it's not. It's the third one, you idiot.
Wow, you corrected me on something you knew the answer to that you said wrong.
Yeah, I tricked you, babe.
Wow, Buster Rhymes is the Reptar Wagon.
I don't remember it talking at all. Maybe it just goes like, "Rawr," and they're like, Buster, you want to come in and make dino noises?
Why is Iggy Pop a newborn baby? Well, this is so weird. This has got to be a bit.
We'll save that for the animated Hangin Ten with Whoopi.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it now.
Jesus. That is so strange. Okay.
I watched Norm Macdonald's other TV show.
Oh, yes. What's that one?
I'm in it with Stan Hooper. I actually watched it when it was live, but they didn't air all the episodes.
Oh.
This was back in like 2003, similar to Whoopi's timeline. So I went back and watched it, and you know what they do with him that is very unintuitive? He is actually the straight man in that show.
Oh.
And everybody else is doing ridiculous things, and he tries to call them on it. Here's one example of how it goes.
Okay.
He's this big city, like, Mickey Rooney type. He's got like a minute at the end of Dateline or something, or 60 Minutes, and he's like, here's what grinds my gear, or whatever. So he's like, he decides he wants to move back to a small rural America to be around the real people, to get inspiration for his minute. So he moves to this place in Minnesota in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, so there's a bunch of kooky people in there. And in one of them, he has rented this mansion, and he's got a boathouse. And everybody's telling him his boathouse is haunted by this family that burned in a fire last year. So when he goes to prove that the ghosts aren't wrong, he finds them all there, but he's like, well, you guys didn't die in the fire, and you're just, like, freeloading, you're squatting in my boathouse. And they're like, nope, we're ghosts, but they just do a bunch of human things. And he tries to convince them they're ghosts. He tries to convince the town population that they're ghosts. So that's kind of how it goes. It's one of the more absurd examples, but that's kind of the gist of it. Works surprisingly well.
That's fun.
Not all the characters are the strongest.
How'd you find this?
You could have... I got inspired by your YouTubing of Whoopi. Yeah. And indeed, it was there in
just
stunning
exists.
240p.
It's just like, why do we have to watch it in such... We are in some of the fastest internet that's ever been available, and we have all this technology that we should just be able to upload this video at least in 480. The fact that it's that low res...
I don't even know how they got the episodes that were unaired. Like, I don't know where or when they would have aired, because they never did, at least in America.
Some crazy country.
Yeah, so the fact that anyone has these at all is a treasure in itself. I'll take the shitty... That was what they were probably recording with in 2004 at home.
240p?
In the early days of the internet is my best guess. I can't imagine it's been seen since 2004.
I just thought... Since the 90s, everything was in 480 at least.
Yeah.
At least.
Maybe it was
a tragedy when you're trying to watch this stuff.
That then? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'll take it.
I'm going to be honest
don't watch it on a big screen.
Yeah, but I don't know what any of the people in the show Whoopi really look like because I can't see the detail in their faces. Because if I put it on my TV, it is unwatchable because of how, like, my TV has 2160 pixels. My phone, it can put it in a lower resolution so I can watch it like how it is on there, and it's like I can see people, but their faces are blocks. And I know what Whoopi looks like, so I don't have to worry about Whoopi, but I don't know what any of these other people look like.
I have not had that big of an issue on my laptop watching Whoopi or A Minute with Stan Hooper.
I actually laughed a lot with the last 3 episodes.
I might like A Minute with Stan Hooper more than I like Norm's other show called The Norm Show, where Norm Macdonald's playing basically how we know Norm Macdonald to be.
Yes.
And that one's created by the guy who created the Drew Carey Show, too. So I have a lot of reasons to like that one. But I think I think using him as a straight man works oddly well. No one would have guessed, but it paid off. I guess it didn't because nobody watched it, but I did. Middle school Patrick did. He liked it, then forgot about it for a while, and then apparently remembered it 2 weeks ago.
Should we introduce the show?
Yeah, I would do the show. Let me drink this water.
Sorry. Still sick.
I was sick for a full week, Joe.
It's unbearable. I hate it.
I know, I had to write a whole big werewolf soap opera thing in the midst of it. I'll save that for next week's episode.
Werewolf soap opera. Do you ever just go like, this is my life. this is what I signed up for.
Listen, no, it won't be forever, is how I tell myself.
Well, that's sad. Don't you want to be a random werewolf?
No. I'm like, I won't always have to do werewolf soaps.
Yeah.
That's what I tell myself. Very on topic for this week, though.
Yes.